Hello, I'm Landon Schlungen. Today we are going to take a look at C Sharp. It's like way at the bottom. I think it's experimental. We're like earn free professional certifications. And we're going to try this new foundational C Sharp with the Microsoft certification. All right, I haven't done this before. I actually I recorded this this first part, but I didn't record audio, so I'm like redoing it. And now we have to write our first C Sharp code, and we go to this link. And yeah, it says I have all this done, but it will say have like a big start button here. And for me, I'm just going to hit introduction. And you can read all this if you'd like. I'm just going to tell you the main things. C Sharp, it's a pretty versatile programming language. You can build mobile applications, web applications. You can even build games with it. So very versatile. Mm, It's just not my first choice when choosing programming language. I'd rather choose, JavaScript. But yeah, let's try and complete this. Yeah, I already completed it. Heck. Can I just like move on and do it again or no? It just says all units complete. Oh, maybe next. Here we go. Yeah, it opens up a online editor, and then we just have to like copy and paste some of this code. So this is how you write a line into the output, and it says hello world. Right now, we're not really building any graphical user interfaces that like we do with HTML and CSS. We're just doing the programming language. So what else do we have to do here? Basically, we just have to know the difference between WriteLine and write. So console.WriteLine, it will append a new line at the end. So then whatever comes after this will be on its new line. Whereas console.write will just put everything on the same line. So if I add this as an example, WriteLine, you see congratulations goes down onto its own line. But then everything after that, because we're only using write, it will be on that same line. Actually, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. I think that might be a little better for viewers. I also think maybe I can like cut off the top part, but whatever. We'll leave it how it is. And then with that, we move on. And then it just gives us more information about C Sharp and what a compiler is, what's its syntax, just some basic stuff for programming. And then we can complete the challenge, review the solution, and the knowledge check. Yeah, so I wanted to show this knowledge check. Primary job with compiler is it convert our code into executable format. For what's true, we use double quotation marks to create a literal string. And what's wrong with this line of code is they're missing a semicolon at the end. So that's the second one. And then we can check our answers and see that they're all correct. And then we can complete the module. And once we complete it, we can go back to FreeCodeCamp and answer this question. What's the difference between write and WriteLine? Well, the difference is that console.WriteLine appends a new line after the output. It's not that it outputs a new line, it appends the new line after. Let's check that and also make sure to check this. All right, and then we can move on. The next thing we're doing is the store and retrieve data using literal and variable valuables, or values. Okay. And the way we can find this is going back to browse, I think. Yeah, browse all training. I suppose we should probably make sure to have .NET checkmarked. And then, yeah, right here, store and retrieve data using literal and variable values. Let's take a look at this, and I'll hit continue because let's just go to the introduction. All right, we're going to create values that contain different data types. We're going to set values and variables and allow the compiler to determine data type. All right, let's see what this is all about. We're going to print literal values, use string data type for words. So it's very similar to JavaScript in that way. We can use character literals with single quotes. So single quotes is for just character. So that's just like one single character. Add this to the editor, run it. We get B as an output. And then hello world, this is an error because these have to be double quotes if it's more than one character. We can use integers. You just don't put quotes around integers, otherwise it'll become a string. You can use floats. I guess you do that with an F at the end. And that allows us to do decimal points. If we just do it like this, that's also fine, but it will default to a double instead of a float. So double and float are actually different data types. They do similar things. You can add the M. It's a literal suffix for decimal. Okay, so this will make sure it's a decimal type instead of a double or a float. We can use Boolean values, true and false. It's called a bool. So, and then we get a recap. Okay, so yeah, you can mess around with this if you would like. I'm just going to move on. Literal is a hard-coded value. Literally a hard-coded value. Okay. Variables are important, yeah, because they can change. Declare variable, string first name. So here we actually say what type it is before we initialize it. Variable name rules and conventions. Yeah, okay. This is very similar to JavaScript conventions. They can use camel case. Yeah, they want us to use camel case. Variable name examples. These are all good. Here's what we learned so far about variables. They're temporary values we store in the computer's memory, and we have to declare it before we can use it. We have to make sure it has a data type. Yeah, let's move on. Setting and getting values from variables. Creating our first variable. So yeah, we would just do string first name and then first name equals Bob. And then we can start using this first name string. Improperly assign a value to a variable. If we do it opposite way, that won't work. So it has to be this way. Also, this is this would convert a string to an int or an int to a string. So we can't do this either because we're trying to change first name into a string, which doesn't make sense. Retrieve a value. Yeah, so then we can write our right line and it'll give us Bob. Reassign the value of a variable. Yeah, reassign them. Initialize a variable. Yeah, all this stuff is very similar to JavaScript, so I'm not going to really bore you with the details. Declare implicitly typed local variables. Do var message. Yeah, so var is a way that it will implicitly type it. So in this case, it will say message is a string, even though we didn't say string message. It will just infer that it's a string. Anything else? Yeah, let's just move on. Display literal and variable values. Review the solution. If I copy this and paste it, what does it give me? Hello, Bob. You have 3 messages in your inbox. The temperature is 34.4 Celsius. Sure. Knowledge check. All right, let's do this. Which of the following variable names should or must be avoided? The one with the $sign. What is the problem with this line of code? Var message. Var. Yeah, we're using the var keyword without initializing it, so it doesn't know what data type this is. Which of the following is output? 34.4 or 40. It's one of these two. I'm going to say 34.4 because it's a decimal and it should lop off the 0 at the end. I don't know. Which of the following lines of code creates a variable correctly? All right, int x, bool x equals false. That has a string on it. So that's not right. Decimal with 12.3 m. I'm guessing it's this one because with the m at the end makes it decimal, but I'm not sure why there's a space in between here. But we'll see if this is right. Oh, I got this one wrong. Okay, it's 34.40. But otherwise they're all right. Okay. M or M denotes decimal data type. They include the values after the decimal point. Okay. I didn't know if it would lop out the 0, but yeah, let's move on. Summary and complete this module. So now what do we have to do? We have to answer this question. Which of the following lines of code creates a variable correctly? So we actually just got this question, and it was this one right here. All right, let's move on. All right, looks like the next thing they want us to do is perform basic string formatting in C#. All right, let's go back to browse, .NET, basic string formatting. Okay, so that's the next one. This one is supposed to take 54 minutes. Probably won't take that long. All right, we're going to combine string data into a new string value using concatenation. We're going to use interpolation. All this stuff I'm very familiar with, so it should be pretty simple. All right, format literal strings, character escape. So with a backslash, we can do a new line or a tab. So yeah, and the backslash n is a new line. So we'll actually like cut it off and put it on a new line. Tab, there's a tab space in the middle. Hello world, this should actually have backslashes in it, I think, because yeah, we have to do backslash quote, and then we'll actually put the quotes there. And then we also need to, in order to display a file path, we have to escape our backslashes. So we have to do backslash, which is kind of weird, but it's just the way it works. Otherwise, it's going to see backslash s and be like, huh? What is that? Or backslash r? What is that? I don't know. Let's say unrecognized escape sequence. So yeah, that's why we have to do backslash, and then we'll actually put the backslash in. All right, format output. Okay. Verbatim string literal. You can use the @ directive for the literal string so that it will keep white space. Okay. You can format this. Output directory. Here. Unicode escape characters. Okay, yeah, so we can escape all these, and I'm guessing this says hello. Format output using Unicode escape characters. Yeah, I've never used this in my life before. To ensure your code is correct, compare with the following. Now run the code. Recap. So yeah, we just learned a bit about the escape characters. We can do Unicode with \u. The @ directive keeps all white space. Okay, let's see what else we got. Combine strings using concatenation. Do that with a plus sign. Yeah. So hello plus first name, it will be hello Bob. We can concatenate multiple variables and literal strings, so we can do multiple plus signs in a, in a single one. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Okay, let's move on. String interpolation. This is a little bit easier or more complicated. I don't know, I like this format a lot. So we do this with the $sign in front, and then we can add in our, wait, no. We just do the brackets. Oh, and it becomes a template when it's prefixed by $sign. So yeah, we do need the $sign, and we do need the brackets in between our variables. All right, so this will say hello Bob, because we're saying it's a template, and we can just add in our variable there inside the brackets. Avoid intermediate variables. We can eliminate temporary variables that way, I guess. Combine verbatim literals and string interpolation. Oh yeah, so now we don't have to escape the backslashes because we're using a template. And we're also using verbatim, which with the @ symbol. Yeah, the @ symbol allows us to use unescaped backslashes. Yeah. Let's move on. Complete the challenge. Format and display instructions. Output. We can do Russian. All right, review the solution. And knowledge check. All right, let's just do the knowledge check. Which of the following escape sequences should be used to add double quotes? Backslash double quote. Which of the following lines of code correctly uses string interpolation, assuming that the variable value is a string? All right, so we need $sign in front, so it's this one. Yeah. All right, Unicode characters were embedded in the C# strings. for a console application to present a greeting message in Thai. However, the message is only displayed as question mark characters. What is possible cause? Doesn't support Unicode. Missing escape sequence. Or it's just wrong Unicode characters. That's my guess. Which of the following lines of code appends a single backslash? Appends a single backslash. Probably this one. And since it's a character, we can do single quotes. All right, let's check this answer. Ah, oh, darn, I got a few wrong. Okay, so the user's console doesn't support Unicode characters. Okay. And then this one is at with the double quotes on the backslash. Oh, because it's the escape thing. So we have to use at so that it doesn't escape. Okay, let's move on. Let's see what the question is for FreeCodeCamp. Which of the following lines of code correctly uses string interpolation? That would be the one with the $sign. Let's move on. All right, now we have to perform basic operations on numbers. Let's start this. All right, so we can divide all that stuff. Let's see what we learn here. Perform addition with implicit data conversion. Can add two numeric values with plus. So very similar to JavaScript and all other programming languages. Nothing new here. I really just want to get to the end, actually. Let's see what the questions are, because I think pretty much everyone knows this stuff. And I don't really want to waste people's time. Let's just move on. Next. All right, which of the following lines of code will output the text Windows 11? Windows plus 7 plus 4 is the only one that makes sense. Yeah, because these are doing number addition. All of them are doing number addition, I think. Unless this turns it into a string. No, it's probably this one. What is the value of the following results? All right, it does order of operations correctly, so it should be 5 divided by 2 plus 3. Oh, maybe it doesn't do. Thought I would do order of operations correctly. Maybe not. Oh, but it's an int. So 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. Plus 3 is 5.5. But since it's an int, it goes down to 5. I think. I don't know, we'll try that. It's either 5 or 10. What will be the result of the following line of code? 5 divided by 10, 0.5. Unless it turns into a int. But I think it will be a float. Let's see. Which of the following lines of code uses the addition assignment operator? Addition assignment plus equals. All right, let's see if this is right. Okay. Yeah, we got this one wrong. It is actually 0 because ints. Yeah, this becomes an int. Okay. And then it goes down to 0. So if it's an int, it actually like rounds down. This one is actually +1 because it casts it as a string. Okay. So it goes Windows +1, which becomes Windows 1, and then also +1 becomes a string as well, too. So, okay, cool. Let's move on. Let's see what we have to do for FreeCodeCamp. What is the value of the following results? Yeah, this one is 5. And let's check that. Move on. Next thing is calculate and print students' grades. 44 minutes. I'm going to fly through it. It's going to want us to do a bunch of like string interpolation and math, I'm guessing. Currently, we have this for the students. They're displayed as follows ABBA. Here's a setup. Copy and paste this. That's all of our data that we have. Create variables to store the sums. All right, now we would create variables for the sums, sure. And then we can write the Write some lines. We want their overall grade, so we would have to like add them up and divide them, get the average. Yeah, we would add them all up and then get Sophia's sum, and then we would actually do Sophia's sum divided by 5, or the amount of grades she has to get her overall grade. But yeah, this is like, it's just a lot of busy work. I'm just gonna skip this stuff. All right, knowledge check. What does the following code accomplish? Var value equals int dividend divided by int divisor. It casts the operand to truncate the results. It declares an explicitly typed int variable. It casts the operand to prevent truncating the results. Well, it definitely casts the operand, so it creates this variable becomes an int, and also this variable becomes an int. Um, so it should truncate the results in that case because they become ints. I'm just gonna say it's that one. What does the $ symbol do when used in a string in C#? It allows us to use string interpolation. Yeah, okay. What is wrong with the following code? Sophia's sum. Sophia's sum has never been initialized. Yeah, because it doesn't have a value. Let's check these. And we get those two right and all three right. Okay, perfect. Let's move on. Let's see what the FreeCodeCamp quiz is. Okay, what's wrong with the following code? Yeah, it's not initialized. Cool. Let's move on. Calculate final GPA. All right, let's take a look at that. Calculate final GPA. Let's start it. It's supposed to take 54 minutes. It's not going to take that long. Let's move on. We're developing a student GPA calculator. Hey, can we do this with a function? Let's see if we actually get into functions. Maybe, maybe not. Store the numeric grade for each. Yeah, we can do that. Man, all this is like so hard coded. It's really annoying to look at. I don't know. I don't know, man. What is this? We should just like have one function to write this. Calculate the sums of credit hours and grade points. It's like they want us to know how our grades are calculated. I'm interested in the code, not in the calculations. Okay, let's just move on to the questions. All right, suppose decimal grade point average equals 3.9 m. What is the value of int grade point average? Well, it gets rounded down to 3. It always gets rounded down. And yeah, that's just how it goes with ints. In the following code, decimal x equals 7 divided by 5. Why does x equal 11? Or x equals 1. Whoops. Why does x equal 1? Dividing two integers performs integer division. That's the only thing I can think of. So we would have to like first make these into decimals before we divide them. Yeah, okay, that's right. And let's see what FreeCodeCamp comes up with. What is the value of this? This is 3. Let's check that. Move on. We've completed all of our first code. We can link our Microsoft username. Click Verify Trophy button. If you don't see this trophy when viewing your achievements page, do I see a trophy? 0 trophies. What? All right, we can link our Microsoft account to our FreeCodeCamp account by following these instructions. Go here, click on the share link, share link, create link, probably copy it. Let's see what FreeCodeCamp says now. Paste the URL into the input below. Okay, so this is an input. Okay, paste. No, it's not an input. Oh, here's the input. Click link account. It has been linked. Okay. And we can verify our trophy. I'm not sure if I even have one, but we'll try it. Yeah, it has not earned this trophy. Dang it. You're telling me only spending like 10 minutes on this doesn't earn me a trophy? How do I get this trophy, bro? I need more XP. Is that it? I got my badges. See what FreeCodeCamp says. Write your first code using C# challenges. Write your first code using C# challenges. Oh, this calculate final GPA. I'm 98% done. What else did I have to do? Oh, I have to do this. Get a free verified certification. Explore FreeCodeCamp's foundational C# certification here. Yeah, it brings me here, of course. Now did I complete that? Oh, here we go. So after I click on that and then go back, I can complete the module. There we go. I've earned 2 achievements. All right, so now if I go back to my achievements and refresh, there we go. Now I have 1 trophy. Awesome. That's 1 trophy. It doesn't really show up. I don't I don't get what the trophy is supposed to mean. It just cool, I guess. I don't know. But now I can go back to here and verify trophy. There we go. All right. It was verified. All right. So I think I'm going to split these up into separate videos. And in this video, we're going to create and run a simple C# console application. So stay tuned for that. Should be a lot more interesting than whatever this was. uh, yeah, just the basic syntax of C#. It's very similar to JavaScript. So yeah, next up we have this. All right, we'll see you in the next one.